Oh, welcome back. I found out a neat thing that happens when I'm on my desktop now when I press the B button. It activates the same button as the window key. Ah! I went to move some wires and my mouse moved. Oh, at least we're gonna get some refill on potions. I wonder how destroyed the town is.
Torgal, what is it?
Nothing good, I'll wager. Come on.
Oh, Torgal back. There's the magic door over here. Let's go to the magic door. Please. Oh. This sounds like... I see who's alive. I see fire.
What happened here?
Imperials! You'll pay for this!
We've got a live one.
What are you doing here? Answer me! Remember our orders? No survivors!
Who would order such a thing?
Get him, boy! Get him, boy! Get him! Keep your distance, boy.
No, bad.
Sick of Torgal! There, boy!
We save limit break for when we have big problem.
Thought you could escape us, did you, Branded? Kill all the ducal dogs! Ducal dogs? They were innocent people! Over here. Give them all you've got, boy. Get him, boy! Sick of Torgal! Don't let them get away! There, boy! It's over! Sick of Torgal! You know what to do, boy! Sick of Torgal! You know what to do, boy! Over here. Over here. Get him! Give them all you've got, boy! Stay down! Someone near me down. Over here. You know what to do. Get him, boy! You know what to do. Sick of Torgal! Get him!
Okay, who's next?
All must burn! The bearers and those who sheltered them. By Empress Annibella's command!
My mother ordered this. Why?
Clive,
You can wait. You know what to do, boy. There, boy. Don't let them get away. You know what to do. Sicko, Torgal. Get him, boy. There, boy. Keep your distance, boy. You know what to do, boy. Get him, boy. Over here. Over here. You know what to do, boy. Over here. Sicko, Torgal.
And dead. If only the mayor never told the garrison.
I'm sorry, Lady Hannah. You deserved so much better. All of these people did. Better than my mother.
So who's up for blowing up the Capitol?
We're too late. Gav. Clive.
Acting on the orders of the Duchess, eh? We knew Eastpool was harboring bearers. Thought they were safe enough hidden up here, but someone must have let slip. If they'd have only come to us sooner, none of this would have had to happen. Fuck!
My mother always did despise bearers. The way Father embraced them when the other nations spat on them as slaves. The way an accident of birth gave them a power that others lacked.
but why kill everyone? They meant no harm. They just wanted to be free.
This world judges that a crime punishable by death. Which is why we're going to change it. Gav, we want to help.
Thought you'd got your own stuff to be getting on with.
We do. But it can wait.
In that case, we should head back and tell Sid you've had a change of heart. He was always on it yet to join us.
All right.
And we'd best be quick. Last I heard, he was planning another excursion.
What about the villagers?
Aye. Can I leave yous lot to take care of things here?
Of course. We'll make sure they get a proper burial.
Thank you. All of you.
When you're ready, then.
Now, rats, lead me to your nest. Lord Kupka has a message for your leader. If only he knew where to send it.
Problem is, where you're going, there's no magic. Eastpool, a once proud village, all but abandoned following the heartless slaughter of her people. Because the battle did take place in Imperial land, so they could have
To
easily
Sid
gone
Solar,
access
then.
to the
We
body.
have a lot to discuss.
I heard Otto barking at his lot earlier. Didn't sound happy.
Appearance. Use the appearance option to change stuff. Okay, we have normal. Burnt black. That looks kind of neat. You have Jill and Snow White and Torgal, icy blue. And then we could just glam over the weapon whenever we want. Neat. Okay, the musical station.
Clive, was it?
Let's go take a check at. Let's get their stuff for.
Look what the curl dragged in. If you're gonna buy something, be quick about it.
Might as well.
It'd better all be here. You're rubbing me blind, you know.
Just so that we finally have that one. Unless I just bought another. No, I didn't. Be careful you don't set that breath of light, Kupo.
I see I'm busy here. Not saying forwarding, do you?
Okay, interesting. We can't make anything with it currently.
And?
Don't mind me. Just taking a quick breather, ain't I?
We can keep running. Or we can walk through this door.
This place is getting more crowded by the day.
I tell myself the bustle's a blessing. There'll be time enough for quiet contemplation when I'm dead. So, did you find the answers you were looking for?
I still don't know what to make of this gift, curse, or whatever it is I've been given. But there is one thing I can say for certain. I am a dominant, Ifrit. And there is nothing I can do to change that. It is a burden I must bear until my dying day.
Spoken true. Forgiveness and in turn salvation can only begin with acceptance. It's a path we all must walk, no matter how colourful our histories.
Sid, you once told me that you wanted to build a place where people could die on their own terms.
I did.
I've been thinking about that. Why not a place where people can live on their own terms? For 13 years, killing was all I knew. So obsessed with death that I never stopped to consider the lives of those around me. Lives that I see now were scarcely worth living. Be they bearers or beggars, most march blindly to their end, never realizing that they too deserve a choice. And I dare not turn a blind eye to their suffering any longer.
So, atonement then, is it?
That was the answer we found.
The only one we need.
I'll be expecting you both to pull your weight.
And we will.
Well then, with a sprinkle of fire and ice, this plan of mine might just work.
Don't forget wind.
What trouble are you looking to get yourself into now?
The best kind. We're going to sneak into the Imperial capital and pay a visit to Mother.
Earlier. Oriflame, the Holy Empire. The Council of Elders. The White
And
Ruler.
the last of our farmholds in the eastern provinces has succumbed to the blight.
Without their yield, we'll be hard-pressed to fill the capital's granaries before winter.
If there is a capital by then, the black creeps closer as we speak.
And yet you do naught but bawl and bluster.
Your Radiance?
If it is fertile land the Empire acquires, we need but look south.
If you mean the crystalline Dominion's holdings, we are bound by mutual accord. Theirs is a neutral state whose borders we are sworn to respect.
Gentlemen, did we swear to see our people starve?
Well, I really do think
The gates of Oriflamme buckle at the flood of those come seeking refuge from the Blight. If there is not grain enough to feed those within our walls, how, pray tell, will we feed those without? But instead of setting your minds to riddles such as these, you lock horns with an enemy from across the sea, sending our soldiers to the slaughter in their thousands. The Empire bleeds, and you sit here prattling like crones in a tea house. And you fancy yourselves leaders of men. Sanbreque is naught without her citizens. We are but their servants. If their land is being wrested away, it is our duty to claim new lands for them.
Your Radiance! You cannot mean a war of conquest.
That is exactly what I mean. It is time we expanded our dominion. This is the will of great Griga.
The greatest of counters.
There will be uproar. Then we must find a way to distract the citizenry.
But how much will that cost? And what of our legions? Shall we raise the furs?
Well, someone will have to contend with the Dalmex.
I will not keep you. You all have much to do.
So does someone carry that armrest for you everywhere you go? Or is that part of the couch? And if so, that seems kind of uncomfortable.
Where is my son?
The Lord Prince is currently garrisoned at the Strait of Arthur. If it please you, I can send word requesting his immediate return to the Holy Capital.
That won't be necessary. Tell him instead to see to his wounds. Bahamut's strength will be needed again soon.
As you command.
I must have misheard. You mean to tell me that the Mother Crystals are the reason the world is dying? Are you mad?
No, that makes
I
sense.
have been called that on occasion, but no, not today. We've all seen it firsthand. Empty wastes where once were green meadows. Land drained so dry of its ether, not even the rats remained. But where was it all going? I spent years searching for an answer, until I saw it standing right in front of me. There, in the self-same crystals we look to for their so-called blessing. All right, listen. Take this crystal. How does it allow us to conjure magics? Answer, by drawing ambient ether from the air. And where do these crystals come from?
That's easy. They're mine from the Mother Crystals.
They're one and the same. Although admittedly this here fits more easily in the pocket.
But the Mother Crystals are massive. Some as large as mountains.
So you see the problem. Imagine just how much ether can be drawn by something that size. As to where it's all going, mind, well, I can't know everything, can I?
We are taught that the Mother Crystals are divine. Their ether a gift from the heavens.
Aliens.
For centuries, nations have fought and fallen for want of that gift. If what you say is true, how did no one else see it?
Who says they didn't? Maybe the truth was inconvenient.
Inconvenient to whom, exactly?
The higher-ups? The gods themselves?
So now you want to do something about the crystals? And what? We're not helping bearers and dominants anymore.
I didn't say that. I made a promise and I intend to keep it. But if we continue down this path, there's only one fate that awaits the realm. And we can't very well set our people free if they're all lying dead in a blighted ditch. Not if we want to create a place where they can live on their own terms anyway. Sort of defeats the purpose. So, if we have to bring the old world crashing down in order to build us a new one, what say you? Are you with me?
I suppose it's about time I repaid your faith.
You could have just said aye. But it's nice to have you aboard all the same.
Now, how are we going to get the daggers out?
What have I got myself into? I'm going to need more than a few potions for this.
I require your entire potion supply.
Don't mind me. Just taking a quick breather, ain't I?
I heard Otto barking at his lot earlier.
Make it quick. Not saying Fordian, do you?
Flame tongue. Storm. Oh, I need storm cry to make it. Okay. So that's
Well,
how
after a
it's
good
going to
while.
work. It's going to be that you upgrade a singular sword. Storm cry, so spurned by her cries did wind become storm. Flame tongue. With tongue of flames spake he the words of destruction. Spake. Spook.
Not bad, if I do say so myself.
Interesting, we can't even
Anything else?
reinforce the purple weapons. We're still missing one
Why
thing.
was it?
This is very well.
Good day. Or... I have quite the find for you today.
The Founder. The Founder, fear and uncertainty reignited in these early years following the sins of Desmaquis. Not wanting to further incur the wrath of the heavens, the few who survived the fall took to wandering the land, spurning magic and staying to the shadows, and so they lived for decades. One man, however, grew tired of this life, if it could be called that, and after bidding his companions farewell, climbed a grassy knoll, looking at a forest of overlooking a forest of beech, botch, and alder. Here he gathered a pile of rubble and used it to build a humble shelter in which he spent the night. The next morning, however, instead of abandoning his work, as was his people's wont, he gathered more rocks, adding to the structure until the shelter became a shack. This he continued for days, weeks, until the shack had become a home. At first, those few wanderers who passed the knoll would shun him, cursing the man under their breaths for his hubris. But as his estate grew, and one building became two, and two became three, the people began to slow their steps, and it was not long before some took to joining him on the knoll, gathering stones, building new lives, new dynasties. This they did without magic or machines. Without boon and blessing, they relied on naught but their hands, their backs, their wills, and each other, and slowly house gave way to village, village to town, town to nation. The man who would one day die, as all men do, but those who remained continued his legacy, expanded upon it, and though his name was eventually forgotten, his spirit lives on to this day in the hearts of all Rosarians. Legend of the Founder, Moss the Chronicler.
If you have a question for me, I should be happy to answer it.
Okay, let's see what we got here. Minotaurs, towering beastmen that combine the head of oxen with bodies of early men, early human. Minotaurs are abnormally aggressive, a trait that suggests that little man remains within the beast and roam the grassy meadows of Rosaria, doling out violence seemingly indiscriminately with their crude yet massive clubs. Despite the obvious danger, however, hunters still actively seek out the menace for their lustrous manes, which often command exorbitant prices at market. Black Widow, unlike many arachnoids, which use gossamer webbing to ensnare their victims, Black Widows prefer instead to cling silently to trees and cliffs and await the passing of an animal below, at which time they leap down and assault their prey with hooked limb and caustic spit. They prefer dark, cool environs, as such are rarely seen in endless southern deserts. Megalocrabs, making a habit of waters, making a habitat of waters, both fresh and brackish. These goodly crustaceans spend most of their time buried in the mud, where they warm their sanguine humors as they wait for a potential meal to wander by. Since the time of the founder, the people of Rosaria has hunted a megalo crab for its sweet, succulent flesh and creamy tomali, the spices having long been known amongst the small folk as fire crab for the bright red color and phoenix-like patterns which emerge on the shell after boiling. Crickclaws, found mostly in and around the lakes and rivers of Zembrick and Rosaria, the deadly predators are equipped with scissor-like pincers with which to dismember and eviscerate their prey. If they were not enough, the creatures take in water from their habitat to create highly corrosive juices in their bellies, which they then spit out onto the victim's flesh to soften it, making it easier to consume. Antelopes, a large herbivore creature found mainly on Storm. It has distinctive and elaborate antlers and long, sinuous limbs, which it uses to leap gracefully into the air. It attacks mainly with its antlers and rear legs, but many hunters are prepared to face such dangers nonetheless in order to acquire the lustrous, supple pelts for which the noble beasts are famed. Yeah, and also their aggressive tendency if you just want to just get close and try to pet or get near them at least. Just stand one next to one and it's attacking. Bighorns, found to graze primarily in the emerald meadows of Rosaria of the windswept savannas of Dalcamica. Bighorns, easily recognized by the epitomous growths, the length of which can oft exceed several score hands that just sideways from their crowns. These horns, as well as their hard-wearing hides, are prized throughout Velocia and can be bought and sold at marketplace all over the realm. Caution, however, is recommended when hunting these creatures, as they are highly territorial and will charge recklessly at anything that might stray into their line of sight. Interesting, they don't have the fallen here. Amentois, enormous creatures with nigh impregnable and oddly fertile shells that play host to diverse flora that provide the painfully conspicuous reptiles with much needed camouflage in the bog and fens they call their homes. At a glance, these lumbering giants may not appear much of a threat, but at the first sign of danger they will retreat their heads and limbs and whip themselves into a frantic spins that have been known to flatten entire homes. Bombs, floating masses of self-contained flame found across both Storm and Ash. These creatures lack the flesh with which was associated with typical fauna, leading scholars of the natural world to posit that they are not descended from any beast, but rather ungodly creations of the fallen. By suppressing their internal furnaces, bombs can allow their bodies to cool and harden until appearing not more than a simple stone, unworthy of remark. It is in this form that they hunt their prey, waiting until an unfortunate soul has stumbled upon their place of rest before rising from the ground to spew fiery gouts of death. Oddly, should the prey fight back, the bomb will not flee, but rather combust, sometimes sacrifice its own life to save the flock. Iron Giant. Oversized suits of armor animated by lost fallen magics. Deceptively swift despite their size, they wield both sword and shield skillfully and efficiently, while the otherworldly plate which surrounds their vulnerable cores provide them with a nigh impregnable defense. Okay. Sounds like the Fallen were a technological and magical civilization.
You are always welcome, Clive.
So that's a bit of an interest.
Do you need any help?
Clive, was it? I don't know.
So it's a lot different than how the...
He's never this late. I can't help but fear the worst.
This kind of reminds me of the...
Where are you, Randall?
Is everything all right?
Forgive me, young man. I was in a world of my own. I'm worried about my friend, you see. He left some time ago and hasn't returned. And you know what it's like out there for a bearer on his own.
Why leave the safety of the hideaway?
For coin. Sad though it is, our need outweighs the risk. The hideaway can't survive on goodwill alone. And though Karen does what she can, her coffers aren't bottomless. Wait, you were a soldier, were you not? In the Imperial Army?
I was.
Then might I ask a favour of you? I'm too old to be traipsing hither and yon. Will you go and find him for me?
I'll do what I can.
Oh, thank you.
What can you tell me about your friend?
His name is Randall, and I suspect you'll find him in Lostwing. He's been working for Quinton, the tavern keeper. He'll know something, I'm sure.
I'll speak to him.
Safe travels, my friend. And thank you again.
Okay, which button was it to? World map. Okay. Game. Okay, it didn't crash. I was afraid it crashed again. As is this game's wont, time to time.
But how did the grocer know his daughter had been stealing up to the vineyard to see the lad? Any friend of the innkeeper is a friend of mine.
Okay, what you selling? Lionheart tonic. Said to that one's limits are made to be broken. Doing so is easier said than done. Unfortunately, there are ways of convincing the mind that improbable feats are possible, but really with reach tonics. Okay, so it just fills.
You're always welcome here in Lostwing.
The limit. I don't know if you can hear it, but somebody's trying to print and the printer ain't working. Oh, that explains what's the problem. It's a picture. That's what they're trying to print.
Ah, if it isn't Sid's young protege. To what do I owe the pleasure?
I'm looking for a bearer called Randall. I hear he's been coming to you for work. He was expected back at the hideaway some time ago. A friend of his asked me to check on him.
Randall, you say? The porter? Yes, I know him. And I can't say I'm surprised if he has been delayed. I gave him enough to do. Though, thinking about it, he should probably have been back by now.
I'll go and look for him. Where was he headed?
He was to meet an associate of mine to the south of here, on Lorbert's Pass. I do hope nothing's happened to him. Be sure to let me know, Clive.
Okay. So they're printing a picture of my grandpa in his military uniform.
How many have I had?
Can I have another cup, Daddy?
Grandpa was in World War II.
Sun's setting fast. They'll all be back from the vineyard soon.
Never met him. He died before I was born. I did meet his ashes, though. Because they were put into a plant. He had my mom put his ashes into a plant that we used to keep by the entryway. Sadly, that plant burned when the house burned down. Yeah, I forgot that she's still with me. We forgot about Jill.
You all right?
The hanged man. Thank the gods. You're one of us. We were attacked. Beastmen on the road. Randall knew he didn't play the hero, but the sod insisted on drawing him off.
Where did this happen?
Further down the road. In the clearing. Please. You have to see that he's safe.
I'll do what I can. You go back to Lost Wing and tell Quentin what happened. Goblins. Why am I not surprised?
Give them all you've got, boy.
Over here. Sick of trouble.
There, boy. Give me fire. Get him. You know what to do. Sick of trouble. Get him, boy. There, boy. You know what to do, boy. Sick of talking. Give them all you got, boy.
See how fast we regain this gauge.
You know what to do, boy. Sick of Torgal. Don't let them get away. Get him. Fall.
Oh, a bone necklace. Hey, is this your bones?
Sorry, Randall. Looks like I was too late. He doesn't deserve to rot by the roadside. I'll speak to Quentin.
There you are. My man told me what happened. And? I can't help but notice you're alone. Damn it. I feared as much.
He's not far from the South Gate. I trust you'll do right by him.
Of course. I'll send someone right away. I knew he was brave, though I didn't know he was reckless. Poor fool.
And you known him long?
A while. I liked the fact that he didn't shy away from dangerous work, and he liked what I paid.
Because it helped keep the hideaway afloat.
I'll tell Cid what happened here. I expect he'll be none too pleased to learn of Randall's fate. And I suppose you're none too happy either. For your trouble.
Up to the next quest. I can remember which map.
I heard Otto barking at his lot earlier.
Wanted to send a message.
So gone.
You've lost a letter. Nothing too important, I hope.
Not just a letter. I lost everything. There's a hole in my damn pack, and fool that I am, I didn't bloody notice.
It can't be that bad, surely.
How could it be any worse? I'm a courier. I carry things. If I can't do my job right, then what am I good for? Nothing, that's what. I buggered it right up. That means no herbs for the infirmary, and no fresh meat for our cooking pots. Worst of all, that letter I lost, it was for Cid. A letter he's been waiting on for days.
Maybe if you retrace your steps.
I'd scour Storm from coast to coast if I could, but there are curse breakers in the field, counting on my arrival. No, I'll just have to own up to Otto and Cid. They're gonna skin me alive.
Fine. Tell me where to look.
Are you serious? Thank you.
It sounds like the hideaway could use those supplies. So, where should I start?
Gotan's bales, perhaps? I took a tumble in the bushes when I was passing through. There's a chance my pack might have caught on something. If you can find everything I dropped, you'll be doing us all a favor. And if you can find Cid's letter, you'll be saving my life.
If it's there, I'll find it.
Oh.
Wonderful. Now, I have to run if I'm to make my next delivery in time. I trust you can find your way to Gotan's bales. Oh, and hurry, will you? Cid doesn't like to be kept waiting.
I'll find most of that stuff. I probably won't find the meat.
I'm sure he doesn't.
I'll probably end up having to hunt something or kill the thing that ate the meat.
The letter won't last very long out in the elements. I should make for Sanbreque as soon as I can. The courier said his pack might have split while he was passing through the bales. I better keep my eyes open.
Oh.
Good.
Supplies.
Looks like I'm in the right area. More of the lost supplies.
But yet no letter.
I doubt he could have fit much more in his pack. Still no sign of Cid's letter, though. I've come this far. Might as well ask around.
A little overdressed to be picking grapes, aren't you? Are you here for Master Quentin?
I'm looking for a letter someone dropped nearby. I don't suppose you've seen it.
Can't say I have, sorry.
Well, if you do,
Wait, I did pass a dog with something in its mouth a little while back. Could have been a piece of paper. No idea if it was your letter, but you never know.
which way did it go?
Towards Lost Wing? Seemed well looked after to me. Dare say someone there's been feeding it.
To the village, then. Thank you.
Let's see. Yep, there we go. Since there's no run button, we just gotta wait for him to start sprinting.
It's looking to be a fine harvest this year.
Back, are ya? Did Master Quentin summon ya? The shad's all salted and smoked.
The dog's reading the letter.
It seems we have our culprit. Sorry, boy. Someone's waiting for this. But he's waited long enough already. Hopefully this will keep our courier out of trouble.
Maybe I should just own up to what Owen said. There you are. I just got back to the hideaway and thankfully Otto hasn't seen me yet. I don't suppose you,
Found the things you dropped. I did.
I was so sure they'd be gone. And the letter?
Only a little worse for wear.
Supplies intended for delivery to the hideaway by the clumsy carrier Glenn. Lost on the road due to an unfortunate placed hole in his pack. Letter intended for delivery to the hideaway by the clumsy carrier Glenn. Lost on the road due to an unfortunate... Okay.
No more skulking about in the shadows for me then. And all thanks to you. Losing those supplies was one thing, but if Sid had found out about that letter...
Is it about Cursebreaker business?
If only. It's from his daughter. She's off studying in Canver, and her letters are all that keeps Sid sane while she's away.
He never mentioned a daughter.
Oh, he's a busy man. And thanks to you, he won't be wasting his time smiting careless couriers with levin boats. So I'd say you did us both a service. Here, for your troubles. If there's anything you're wanting from Sid, today's the day. He'll be sweet as honey once he gets his hands on this.
Or wrathful as a storm, considering it's probably covered in dog slobber and teeth marks. So, yeah, good luck with that. Okay. I'll save up to probably level up Scarlet Cyclone or Limit Break. One of those two will be next. Anyway, that's going to be it for this episode. I'll see you all in the next.